just lets him down. Another couple of assists and a goal at Portsmouth for Frank in midweek.
Of course, all eyes on the Premier League, Ben. This game, Villa-Chelsea. But in 2 weeks' time, it's a bit of a dress rehearsal for the FA Cup semi-final.
Zherkov tried to shepherd that one out, but instead it's a corner. It is indeed a dress rehearsal for 2 weeks' time. Slightly bizarrely, there's also Tottenham versus Portsmouth today, which will be the other one. Certainly, Zherkov with the final touch, and Aston will have a third corner of the game. Keep giving them away, because you wouldn't imagine they'll continue to be poor delivery. It's Warnock again this time. This time it's Collins, and he did get the touch. It was beyond Carew and beyond the far post. Collins, of course, scored one of those 2 goals from corners in the reverse fixture this season.
Yes, and I'm sure Carlo Ancelotti and his team will be fully aware of their threat at set plays. Collins being picked up by Alex, and in Chelsea's previous corner at the other end, it was the other way round. So obviously the two managers have looked at the 2 players who are possible threats and decided that arguably the 2 best headers from each side would mark each other. There's no disrespect to John Terry and Carew and co.
Yes, well, Terry and Dunn is a fairly physical matchup as well, isn't it? Richard Dunn got the other one in that game, actually. It was 2 centre-halves with headed goals for Villa on the day. Didier Drogba scored Chelsea's. A rare error from Brad Friedel. Horrible one he let bounce in. It was around that period of the season where Chelsea were really leaky from set plays. Abdoulaye Faye got on for Stoke and Bramble for Wigan as well. There was a lot at that time, and Chelsea worked hard on it. Went away a bit, came back a bit, and has gone away again at the moment. Hopefully it stays that way. As Terry over the top of Ashley Young, Milner forward. Carew. Ball Lahore. Congested, and Lampard watched the ball well. Deco. Lampard straight away, flag up against Anelka. Must have been tight.
I think it's the correct decision. Linesman on the, or referee's assistant, as they say in the modern game, on the far side. Flag straight up. I think we probably will see a replay, and Frank Lampard playing with ball. Nicholas Anelka was very tight. He looked a yard off one time. We looked at it, but you're quite right, Ben. It was very tight when the ball was played.
Some you get, some you don't. It's one of those, isn't it? But yes, the boots looked level. Maybe a bit of chest poking out from Anelka. He went one way, defender went the other. Young's cross, often dangerous, not on this occasion. And several comfortable catches for Petr Cech so far. Thought about the kick, but instead rolls it out to Yuri Zherkov, who has a huge role to play. He's played a poor ball there in what remains of this season. Ashley Cole possibly back for the last couple of games of it. Carlo Ancelotti has said that he of all of them has progressed the best. Ashley Cole, of all of those walking wounded. If anyone's ahead of schedule, it's him.
Be a big plus if he does make it. I thought he was playing fantastic. He was having a great season up until his injury.
More ankle woe this week. This time for Ricardo Carvalho. No surgery for him is the news, but won't be anywhere near that Chelsea bench for a while. Didier Drogba, not often he's on it. How much will Chelsea miss him? We'll only know that at full time. 36 games played for Chelsea this season, 30 goals. Absolutely incredible.
Well, when you're on that sort of total, and you know, have been now, it's just a case of, I mean, Didier Drogba thinking on 33, my best ever season. He's going to want to play every game. And little niggly injuries. He's on course for his best ever season in professional football. You want to play and you want to score.
Goal was away from Warnock, but not from Sidwell. This is Ashley Young. Alex for company. Only Carew in the middle, but Milner arriving. Zherkov can let that one go.
There's been, I think, about 5 corners so far. Certainly Villa have had 3 of them, but it doesn't seem an over robust game. It seems more mundane, a bit of a midfield battle. You know, I think just the one save from Brad Friedel from a shot from wide from Nicholas Anelka, but
there's not been a kick, has there? There's not been a 50-50.
There hasn't been a confrontation. It's just like Players are waiting to see what's going to happen, rather than looking to make something happen.
Echo would like to. He can't get there around James Milner there, though. That's Bonner Hall for Carew. John Terry to brush off. This is O'Neill and Ancelotti right on the edge of their box there. Slightly more cautious approach with Steve Sidwell in today for Martin O'Neill. For Stuart Downing, who has been the regular. Alex, who been beginning to play really rather well anyway when Carvalho was absent with a slight hamstring injury over recent weeks. No issues about having him in the side every week. Paulo Ferreira, and likewise, Zhirkov is now having a little regular run. Ivanovic, of course, out there, and Basingwa. Joe Cole. Bit of keep ball here.
It's keep ball, Ben, but they've not actually gone anywhere. They've made about 7 or 8 passes and one tackle. Carew very nearly in on goal. Got to be progressive with your passing for me.
Mikel. Malouda. Zhirkov. John Terry with all those defensive absentees worth pointing out. Chelsea's only ever present in the Premier League this season, the captain. Even Frank Lampard's missed one. Doesn't happen very often. Nelka's ball. Zhirkov check a little bit behind him. Malouda. What a run of form he's in. Deco. Lovely spin away from Petrov and Peter Walton, the referee, and Lampard shoots, and Friedel couldn't be certain it was on target. I'm not sure that it was, but needed saving.
Well, he had to make the save, and you know, Frank likes to score from range. I said earlier about Nicholas Anelka getting a shot on target. You know, it's all very well passing. Frank wants to see something on the end of it, and you know, if he has the opportunity to shoot, he doesn't often disappoint. I think that one was going about a yard wide, but as you correctly said, Friedel can't take that chance.
Bonhall almost sliding one in for Carew.
He's playing rather deep at Bonhall. You know, I think Martin O'Neill is the reason that this game is pretty cluttered in the midfield areas is that Bonhall's not playing as a second striker alongside Carew. Martin O'Neill has put 5 across the midfield with Agbonlahor down on the right-hand side, probably trying to counter Chelsea's 3-man midfield through the centre. I've got to say at the moment, neither team are on top.
Lampard onside this time, Anelka. Touch had to take him away from goal. This is Malouda. Why not hit it? That could go anywhere, and it's in. Frank Lampard on the far post. It's a scupper's goal. And Chelsea lead this enormous match, the toughest home game remaining in this campaign on such a big day, with Arsenal and Manchester United playing as well, and it's a perfect start.
Well, I was just going to say about players playing well. Florent Malouda, for me, certainly for the last month, has been outstanding for Chelsea. It was his cross-come shot that had Villa defenders sliding in, Chelsea attackers sliding in, and in the end it was Frank Lampard who'd made the run into the box on the far post, with the slide just getting a foot to it, right foot it was, and deflecting the ball into the goal, unguarded because Brad Friedel was over at the near post area. Just what Chelsea wanted. Well, certainly the Villa tactics will change now. Chelsea ahead 1-0.
Scores a lot of cracking, spectacular goals, Frank Lampard, but he's had a couple of tap-ins this week. Here's Agbonlahor with the cross. Terry clears it. As he nodded in from all of, 2 yards out against Pompey in midweek, Frank Lampard, and now he slid one in there. Just the 18 goals for this season for Frank Lampard, who some people still seem to suggest isn't having that good a season.
Well, if that's not a good season, you know, I thought Frank was playing wonderfully. When the team dipped, he might have just dropped a little bit along with the team, but certainly not having a good season. I think Frank, for me, has been one of our better players. And 18 goals doesn't always tell a story as the cross comes in.
Richard Dunn was up, and it actually didn't get cleared until then when Terry did it the second time, but Dunn did get his head there first.
No, I mean, a lot of the Chelsea players were looking at referee Peter Walton thinking that Dunn had climbed, but Peter Walton giving no such free kick.
We've still got bodies up, and Dunn got that flick there. Carew keeps it in. Well, actually, has made a wonderful pass for Joe Cole, and so much for Villa on the counter. This is Chelsea on the counter. Options coming up with him. Cole couldn't pick out Anelka in the middle, or Malouda. Warnock got in the way.
Pretty tough on that far side trying to pick out Anelka. There's not many Chelsea players in support. Malouda was getting there. I've counted 5 Villa players back. Good pass from John Carew, mind you, to set Chelsea on the attack.
Very generous of him. Malouda. Lampard's run has forced Warnock into conceding a corner. And Malouda and Lampard turning the favour there. It's Frank who set up Flo for one of his goals at Fratton Park in midweek. Here comes the corner. Terry the target, and it's a Villa head. It's Carew and Luke Young both jumping for the same ball, and
got to say, rather strange header, Ben. You know, we talk about trying to head the thing away. I think it was Carew that actually got there, and looking to head the ball back over his crossbar. Dangerous practice indeed.
Take 2 from Lampard. Terry again the target, and Alex. Collins got there ahead of Alex. Those two are going to see a lot of one another today from every set play, clearly. This is Mikel. Speaking of assists at Fratton Park, I don't see it that often. The 50-yard ball to Drogba was a peach. Didier Drogba's second. And despite the decent start with the goal, it's quiet around the bridge. Malouda comes forward and does well to keep hold of the ball, and he gets it back from Cherkov, and he's onside. How's the cross? It's headed clear by Dunn.
Warm applause all around us in the East End for Florent Malouda's efforts.
How good has he been recently?
He's been magnificent for me. He's been, well, Didier Drogba would be the only one to probably say inconsistency in terms of what he's done for the side of late. Certainly in the last month, Florent Malouda for me has been our best player.
Nice pass from Deco to Cole. Herrera forward, flags up against Frank Lampard, who is now just a couple of goals off third place in the all-time Chelsea charts. Messrs Osgood and Bentley, and just trying to think who's in second. Slightly nervous Kerry Dixon it might be. This one's a midfielder.
Certainly is. For me, I mean, it's absolutely wonderful what Frank has done in terms of a midfielder getting that amount of goals. When you think of the great goal-scoring midfielders, the John Walks of this world, and you know, he got many goals from midfield. Frank's achievements have been outstanding.
Paulo Ferreira. Nice looking pass, and Elka might need some help. Here comes Lampard on the gallop with Agbonlahor. Lampard got the touch there first. Agbonlahor comes away with the ball. Terry in ahead of Carew. The Villa fans want handball. They're not going to get it. Alex.
Martin O'Neill hasn't changed his tactics from what he started out with. Considering Chelsea have gone 1-0 up, I think we'll see a change certainly as the game progresses, but at the moment he's quite happy with what his Villa team are doing. And,
Chelsea fans aren't happy with Peter Walton. They thought Collins clipped Anelka when that ball went through. But yes, it'll be interesting to see if he does move Agbonlahor up to join Carew as this game progresses. Plenty of time left, I suppose. Only 20 minutes gone. Here's Anelka. Deco. Urged the kick. He did so. Blocked by Petrov, his captain.